Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McKola. He is Andy Tate, and we have just seen Alejandro score for Manchester United as we beat Fulham in the last minute at Craven Cottage. It did not feel like it was going to end that way. I'm not going to lie. I was sitting there thinking during that second half, if anyone gets a winner here, it's going to be Fulham. I thought we played well in the first half. I thought Anthony Martial leading a line was pretty good. Our goal was a very good goal. We then had a number of chances. You think of Martial's header, Christian Eriksen pokes wide. We had a few glimpses of chances where we should have made it 2-0. We didn't. In the second half, we looked fatigued. We looked tired. We looked lackadaisical. We were poor. Decision-making was poor. Fulham came back into the game. Andreas Pereira was excellent today. Daniel James comes on as a sub. We fall asleep at the back. Lindelof and Luke Shaw. Daniel James gets a goal. And then from there, Vinicius was causing us problems. Lindelof looked troubled. Daniel James's pace was causing us all sorts. I was sitting there thinking, I hope we get out of here with a draw. But we managed to get a win. And that win was vitally important. You look at the results that we've seen over the last, weekend, Manchester City dropping points, Arsenal continuing to win, Chelsea dropping points, Spurs getting that win late on against Leeds, Liverpool winning and coming in just behind us. It was so important we got this win. Now we know, win our game in hand, we'll be level on points with Spurs, who sit in fourth, albeit our goal difference will be a lot worse. So it was a huge win for us. Not the best performance. There were a few positives in there, but Alejandro Garnacho is going to steal the headlines, and rightly so. When you look at the things that he's added to this team, and this week's been the coming of age of him, the pass for McTominay's goal was sublime the other day. I know he had the assist for Bruno's as well, but the pass for McTominay's goal was sublime. He offers something every time he picks up the ball, direct, running at people, taking them on, and skill and quality. The amount of players, forget age and all that, the amount of players that stick their foot through that shot that he had, and he managed to just roll it into the corner. I thought that takes a real assuredness, a real calmness, and, he's an incredible talent. It's a shame he's not going to the World Cup. It's good for us. He'll get to be back at Carrington with the likes of Anthony Martial, Sancho, and Garnacho himself, and work on something and hopefully build something for that first game back in the Cup. But huge result. Andy, come to you. What a result, eh? And what did you make of Garnacho? You've seen many young players come through. How do you feel when you look at Garnacho?
I want to remain calm. I don't apologise for my celebration at the end.
No. Goals are important.
Goals are important, but I think Garnacho, he's definitely one to nurture, definitely one to look at, and with the right guidance and Ten Hag, he knows how to nurture young talent as he's done it with Ajax in the Dutch league. He's one to watch, and maybe it's saving grace that he's not in the World Cup squad, and it's our benefit. We are going to do something. Keep him away from the spotlight. Concentrate on your game, and the players who are not at the World Cup can just concentrate on training, keep him going. I'm an experience for the squad, but this kid, he's just burst onto the scene in the last. It's 2 goals and assist as well. He had
2 assists and a goal.
Yeah, 2 assists and a goal.
For the people that are going to correct you at home.
He's had the wrong mindset, but then he said he's been brought into line and all that. Bruno.
That's going to happen when you're young, though, right?
Of course you are. You're young. You're what you call your inexperience. You think you've made it, but it's like every day's learning curve. Like say, when you're older, you're wiser. You know what you're doing. And Bruno's brought him into line. So's Ten Hag, Tim Sherwood moaning at him. I've seen something about Tim Sherwood this week as well. He was saying something like, he should play. Bruno shouldn't be moaning at Ten Hag. No, they're guiding him. He said something negative on Sky.
No, Bruno came out and said his attitude's a lot better, and he pointed out those things.
But Tim Sherwood said something along criticising Bruno
for speaking
and Ten Hag speaking out.
Those things have been publicly known, though. I think we knew in the summer that, we knew before it became public that he had missed a few sessions or meetings and therefore had been punished for it. But that's ultimately the manager keeping standards.
Yes, it is.
Keeping a young player who, if I was a young player like that and I was that talented, I think I'd be a little bit cocky. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, of course,
So
you
sometimes
have to be cocky.
that's not a bad thing, but you need to be pegged back a little bit.
I know. You can have that. You can have that moment. Look, you can celebrate. I mean, you look at that goal, 2007. Somebody did the same.
It's like Ronaldo.
Like Ronaldo, last minute celebration, and that season, that unit of players went on to do something, and it's the same sort of celebration. Now we're going to do something this season. I don't know what we're going to do, but with that team spirit, that mentality, we're going to do something this season.
How do you feel Ten Hag has got us going? Like, we're not halfway through the 13, 14 games in, but, you know, we're taking a break now. So it feels like the first half of the season's done. What are the changes that Ten Hag has made? Like, what changes can you see in this team?
Discipline. Really discipline, code of conduct. Our brothers, like a warrior mentality sometimes. Players actually scared of getting dropped, working for each other.
In a good way.
In a good way. And if you fall short and you fall out of line, you're out the team. Because look at it, like after Brentford, they absolutely were fearful. And he got them in on a Sunday and he ran them ragged, but he ran with them as well. And they were all moaning about they couldn't have the Sunday lunch and spend time with the family. Tough shit. You ruined a lot of weekends that day. But yeah, he's installed a fear, a mentality, working for each other. Some players are not on board with it, and we all know who. But I thought he would be, but that's another story. But yeah, there's a discipline, the tonal line, most of the players, and yeah.
It does seem to be like everyone's pulling in the right direction now. I think obviously the football's improving, but I think there's still a lot of a way to go with that. We still need to improve the squad. There's still a lot of work to do in that regard. But it seems to be a happier place.
Yeah,
people are actually working.
It is.
Fighting for spots. And I genuinely feel the last couple of performances where they've not been great, I think that's down to the amount of work people have put in over the last couple of months. Like, I think there's been a lot of work put in trying to get what Ten Hag wants out of them. And you're now seeing fatigue and things like that. So the break could come at a good time for us. I'm buzzing with that result today. Really am. We win the next game in hand. You're level on points with Spurs. We're ahead of Liverpool now by, I think, 4 points. We're ahead of Chelsea by, I think, 5 points. Like, we've got ourselves into a position where we can try and focus on those above us, catch Spurs, catch Newcastle, and let's see where it can take us.
I mean, you can even have second. I mean, if City go on, I'd say, come Christmas, other side of Christmas, you'll know where you stand. I mean, we're only 11 points off the top. I want to dream, but I know it's not possible. But if Newcastle could win the league, or Tottenham, but it's consistency. Why can't United?
That's the thing. We're going to be very up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
But the important thing is we back the manager.
Yeah, we back the manager because I think January is critical. Because if we've got a favourable draw in the Carabao Cup. If we get past that Christmas period, you're only like 2 games away from Wembley, 3 games to win it. So, and another bit, like I say, another big gun will go out. I think my opinion now, it's shifted from Europe because it's just Barca. Everyone's so getting caught up in it. It's sort of like, it's not a priority for me. I know it may sound, you go for everything. I accept that, and we'll go in and try and win the game. But Carabao Cup, getting in the top 4, January, you have to invest in a squad. And like I say, he'll play this board. They're desperate. They'll give him what he wants. They really will, because they're desperate to stay in control. And we still want them gone, but they are desperate.
I hope so. Ten Hag said after the game, the winning has to do with the belief that you can always score. I'm really happy that a squad came in once again. It's not only 11 players. You need a squad to win trophies. And this is what we want.
That's the mentality of a
It's nice to hear
legend.
someone talk about winning trophies.
No, that's the mentality of a legend.
And on that note,
quote,
we'll leave it there because that's a positive note, I think. Man of the match today, Andy? You have to go Garnacho, and it was slim pickings. Eriksen was good.
Eriksen was good. Garnacho, it does a moment make you man of the match. I think in this case it does.
When you decide the match,
when you
probably
decide
does.
the match.
Alejandro. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment and sharing. There's also a link below in the description for our event in Dublin on the 30th of December. We want to see you guys there. We'll be there with Chucky, Mr. Brian McClare himself. So make sure you head over and we'll see you there. Tickets link is in the description
Buy
below.
your tickets.
Make sure you follow Andy on all his socials. And until next time, I've been Adam McKola. He's been Andy Tate. you're a fool, and we were out of here.